Most people vastly underestimate the importance of proper lighting when making a video. Want me to prove it? How long do you think people are going to watch a video that looks like this? And it's not just because the video is of me. This lighting sucks and no one is going to want to keep watching no matter what's being shown. So this video is hopefully going to get you to go from this to this. Also, before we get started, please like and subscribe so this channel doesn't end up looking like this. So let's get started. Wait. Okay, that's better. Now that the stupid editing tricks are out of my system, let's talk about the 4 factors that you need to adjust to get the lighting effect that you're going for. These are color temperature, intensity, direction, and hardness. First, let's talk about color temperature. Now you might be saying, Frank, color and temperature are 2 different things. Well, not if you're in film or on LSD. In lighting, usually the color of light produced is discussed in terms of how warm or how cool it is, with warm lights being more red and orange and cooler lights being more blue and green. To standardize this, the light spectrum has been given a scale going from warm to cool. This scale is measured in terms of the color's temperature and is measured in degrees Kelvin, with warmer colors having a lower temperature and cooler colors having a higher temperature. Ah! Yes, that's right. Warm colors have low temperature and cool colors have a high one. This feels counterintuitive because we tend to associate blue colors with things that are slow, cold, and sad, like Eeyore, and red colors with warm and energetic things like Tigger. But in terms of the electromagnetic spectrum, the color red has a lower wavelength and energy, and blue has a higher one. Think of it like flames. Colder flames are red and yellow, while hotter flames are blue. Now, explaining why it's measured in degrees Kelvin would involve a long conversation about black body radiation and physics, and let's be honest, if you wanted to watch a conversation on physics, you probably wouldn't be spending your time making TikTok videos. I'm just kidding. I'm sure you're plenty smart. I mean, you're watching this video right now, so you must be. Well, even if you aren't, our next topic should be a bit easier to understand, and that is intensity, which is basically how much light energy is being put out by the light source. This is measured in lumens, where 1 lumen is the amount of light energy produced by a standard candle. Now, some of the more anal viewers among us are probably thinking, candles aren't standardized. Well, I have some news for you. They are. The standard candle used to determine 1 lumen was a spermaceti candle of a standard size and burn rate, which is named and made out of the waxy substance spermaceti created from an organ in the head of a sperm whale. But if I keep going down the rabbit hole that is the standard candle, I worry that I'm going to get into even more trouble than saying sperm, hole, and anal viewers in the same paragraph. Now, there are 2 ways to change the intensity of a light source: to use a brighter light source or to change the distance the light source is from the subject. Now, the intensity of a light source decreases exponentially as its distance to its source increases, according to the inverse square law, which I have to mention legally because we're talking about light and distance. But I won't go more into detail about it because, yet again, if you were interested in mathematics, you probably wouldn't be watching this video. Direction is pretty self-explanatory. Where is the light coming from relative to your subject? It may not seem important, but even small changes in the direction a light is coming from can make a drastic change in the look and feel of your video. Where do you want shadows to fall? Do you even want shadows at all on your subject? Here, look at my face. Sorry, I swear it's for a good reason. Now, notice how I have shadows on my face, but they aren't very obvious or distracting. But if I just turn my head a few degrees, you can see how it drastically affects how the shadows fall on my face. Which parts are lit and dark will change the feeling of the subject without having to say anything. For example, if I'm filming with my light source coming from below, I end up looking even creepier than normal. I mean, no one's going to be swiping right on this. And since we're talking about shadows, we should talk about the last and probably most overlooked aspect of lighting, and that is hardness. Learning about hardness is easy, even easier than not putting a joke about your mother's sexual habits in this part of the script. You see, hardness is how strong or well-defined the shadows your light source makes are. Hard light makes very clear and dramatic shadows, and soft light will make less distinct shadows or even no shadows at all. Changes in hardness are due to the directionality of the light coming from the light source. Light coming in parallel from all the same angle will create a very well-defined shadow at that angle, but the more different directions light is coming in, the less well-defined the shadows will be, to the point where they won't be visible at all. That's it. Being aware of and adjusting those 4 factors are all you need to improve your lighting and get the look you're going for. Now, obviously, knowing how to do this is more complicated, and I am far too lazy to put that all in one video, but if you want to see more on this or any other topics, please let me know in the comments, and if you watched the entire video, I really appreciate it. Your mother's a whore.
This video was sponsored by Servetti, software for services. Learn more about what Servetti can do for your business and sign up for a free trial at servetti.com.